Have you ever felt like no matter how hard you run after success, it keeps running faster? You watch others rise, you scroll through their wins, you mimic what they do. But for some reason, your life doesn't move the way theirs does. You're hustling, but the results are inconsistent. You're motivated, but you burn out. You start strong, and somewhere along the way, you lose your momentum. Here's the truth most people will never tell you. You don't chase success. You create it. And until you learn that difference, you'll always feel one step behind, one opportunity short, one day late, one effort away from burnout. In this video, I'm not here to hype you up. I'm here to wake you up. Because success isn't some magical place you arrive at. It's not something you find. It's not a reward handed out to the lucky or the loud. It's something you build through identity, systems, value, and discipline. This isn't about chasing trends or copying what works for others. It's about crafting a foundation that can't be shaken. Even when life tests you, you'll learn why most people stay stuck in the loop of frustration and how you can break free by shifting from external approval to internal power. If you're tired of the chase, if you're ready to take control of your future instead of chasing shadows, then this message is for you. Let's break the cycle. Let's build something unshakable. Let's create success on your terms. Because it starts now. The truth about success nobody tells you. Let's get something straight right now. Success is not something you chase, it's something you create. And if you don't understand that, you'll spend your entire life running after something that was meant to be built, not hunted. You see, chasing success is like running after the wind. The more you chase it, the more exhausted you become. And the worst part, you never truly catch it. Because success isn't a destination. It's not some magical finish line with confetti and applause waiting for you. Success is a process, a system, a daily choice. The reason most people feel stuck is because they've been sold a lie. That if you just hustle hard enough, success will magically show up at your door. That if you chase trends, mimic others, and keep running full speed, you'll eventually stumble into the life you want. But it doesn't work like that. Because chasing is based on lack. It screams, I don't have enough. I'm not enough. I need more. It creates anxiety, it creates pressure, and most importantly, it creates dependence on things outside of your control. On the flip side, creating success is rooted in power. It says, I will become the kind of person who naturally attracts success. It's about stepping into ownership. Ownership of your habits, ownership of your time, ownership of your mindset. When you stop chasing and start creating, the game changes. You begin building something solid, something real, something that doesn't fall apart the moment motivation disappears. You stop living for someday and start living with discipline today. Because when you create success, you're not waiting on a lucky break. You're not praying for someone to discover you. You're not hoping circumstances will change. You're too busy building, too focused, too committed. And here's the best part. When you create success from the inside out, it lasts. It's not tied to likes, followers, applause, or validation. It's tied to your character. It's tied to your ability to keep going when no one's watching. It's tied to the silent work done in the dark before anyone sees the light. So stop chasing, stop begging, stop hoping. Start building, start becoming, start creating. Because once you shift from chasing success to creating it, you'll no longer feel behind. You realize success is not something you find. It's something you generate. Day by day, decision by decision, discipline by discipline. You don't chase power. You're all about healthy. And the moment you understand that, is the moment your success journey truly begins. It starts with identity, not strategy. If you want to build real success, not temporary wins, but lasting impact, then forget about the tactics for a moment. Forget about the latest strategy, app, hack, or trend. Because success doesn't begin with what you do. It begins with who you are. That's the part nobody talks about. Everyone wants to know what to do. What's the routine? What system? No need to voice of what's the fastest way. But here's the truth. A strategy will fail if the identity behind it is weak. Think about it. You can follow the best fitness plan in the world, but if you still identify as someone who gives up easily, who skips workouts, who eats to escape, you'll fall back into old habits. You can copy the exact business model of a millionaire, but if you still see yourself as broke, uncertain, or unworthy, you will self-sabotage the moment success gets close. Because identity always wins. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your self-image. That's why real success isn't created by doing more, it's created by becoming more. Ask yourself, who are you becoming when no one is watching? What kind of habits are you repeating? What kind of language are you speaking to yourself every single day? Because your thoughts become your beliefs become your behavior, and your behavior becomes your life. You must become the kind of person who can handle success before you achieve it. And that takes inner work. It takes rewiring. It takes self-discipline and brutal honesty. That's the transformation that matters. You want to be more confident? Stop chasing confidence and start doing what confident people do. You want to be consistent? Then become the kind of person who doesn't negotiate with discipline. You want wealth? Then build the mindset of someone who manages time, energy, and resources with care and clarity. Well, see, it's not magic, it's alignment. When your identity is aligned with your vision, success becomes inevitable. It may take time, but it stops feeling like a chase. Because you're no longer pretending, you are embodying. That's why winners don't rely on hype. They don't jump from one strategy to the next. They anchor themselves in a strong identity, and then they let their actions flow from that foundation. So stop asking, what should I do? Start asking, who do I need to become to create the life I want? Because once you align your identity with your ambition, you stop chasing results and start creating a reality. And that's when the world starts to notice. Not because you forced it, but because you finally became who you were meant to be. Build systems, not hype. If you're serious about creating success, there's something you need to understand, and most people miss this completely. Success is not built on motivation, it's built on systems. Motivation is emotional, it's fleeting, it's based on how you feel. But systems are consistent. Systems work with or without motivation. And this is where the real creators separate from the dreamers. Dreamers rely on hype. They wait for the perfect mood, the perfect timing, the perfect plan. But creators, they build systems that carry them forward, regardless of how they feel. Let's break this down. A system is simply a reliable structure that supports your goals. It's the process you follow when your emotions don't want to cooperate. It's the backup plan for your lazy days, your tired days, your I don't feel like it days. Because let's be honest, you won't always feel inspired. There will be days when you feel heavy, unmotivated, overwhelmed, or defeated. But if you've built systems, habits, routines, environments, they will move you even when your feelings won't. Think about a gym athlete. They don't decide every day whether or not they're going to work out. They've already built a system. They train at 6 a.m. 5 days a week, no questions asked. Entrepreneurs, the successful ones don't rely on random inspiration to be productive. They have workflows, calendars, boundaries. They've systemized their energy so they're not wasting it on low-value tasks or last-minute decisions. And this doesn't just apply to business or fitness, it applies to every area of your life. Want better relationships? Build a system to regularly communicate, appreciate, and invest time. Want better health? Build a system for nutrition, movement, and sleep. Want better focus? Build a system to protect your time and eliminate distractions. The results are a reflection of your systems, not your wish list. This is why people who only chase hype burn out. They start strong, but they can't maintain it because they didn't build anything sustainable. But when you create a strong system, you make progress automatic. You reduce decision fatigue. You free up mental space. You begin to trust yourself because you're not relying on willpower anymore. You're relying on a structure that supports your highest self. So ask yourself today, what system am I building to support my goals? Is my environment helping me or hurting me? Are my routines aligned with the life I say I want? Because if you don't build a system, your default habits will take over. And default habits rarely lead to greatness. So stop chasing success through bursts of effort. Start creating success through repeatable action. When you build a system, you build momentum. And when you build momentum, success becomes the side effect of your structure. Create value before you demand results. One of the biggest mistakes people make on the road to success is asking the wrong question. They ask, what am I getting? But the real question, the question that unlocks progress, respect, and opportunity is, what am I giving? Because in the real world, you don't get paid for how badly you want success. You get rewarded for the value you create. And value doesn't come from desire. It comes from effort, from skill, from consistency, from your ability to solve a problem, to help someone, to serve with excellence. You don't chase results. You generate results by being valuable. Let's get brutally honest. Too many people are waiting to be discovered, waiting to be recognized, waiting to be rewarded for work they haven't even done. But success doesn't work like that. You don't deserve attention until you put in the attention. You don't deserve loyalty until you've given value that earns it. You don't deserve results until you've made an impact worthy of them. And that's the shift that turns ordinary people into creators of extraordinary success. They stop focusing on what the world owes them, and they start asking, how can I serve? How can I improve? How can I solve a real problem for someone else? That's how you become irreplaceable. You want a business to grow? Serve your audience better than anyone else. You want more income? Provide more impact. You want your brand to expand? Focus on contribution, not just promotion. The more value you offer, the more doors open. Because value makes you magnetic. People talk about you, they recommend you. Opportunities start chasing you. But none of that happens if you're still stuck in the mindset of what do I get? The world is full of people who want something for nothing. But the world rewards those who offer something real, something needed, something excellent. So here's the question. What kind of value are you bringing into the world today? Are you showing up fully? Are you committed to mastering your craft? Are you solving real problems or just shouting for attention? Because when you start creating genuine value, you flip the game. You're no longer waiting for a lucky break. You're becoming the person people want to work with, follow, and reward because you earned it. This is the difference between chasing and creating. Chasing is selfish. It asks, what can I get? Creating is generous. It declares, here's what I give. And in the end, the world always rewards the one who gives more than they take. So if you want success, stop asking what's in it for you. Start asking what you can bring to the table and then bring it with excellence. Because once you create real value, success doesn't just knock, it opens the door and invites you in. So now you know, success is not something you chase, it's something you build every single day. It doesn't come from hype. It doesn't come from luck. It comes from alignment between who you are, what you do, and how you show up when nobody's watching. You don't need to beg life for opportunities. You need to prepare yourself so thoroughly, so relentlessly, that opportunity has no choice but to notice. Now, you create success through identity by becoming the kind of person who attracts the results you want. You create it through systems that work even when you're tired, distracted, or discouraged. If you create it by giving value before you ever ask for reward. And above all, you create it by staying consistent when everyone else quits. Because the truth is, the people who win in life aren't the ones who shout the loudest. They're the ones who show up the longest. So don't wait for the perfect plan. Don't chase after trends or titles. Build Master your mind. Show up with intention. Focus on impact. Success doesn't belong to the fastest. It belongs to the most focused and the most disciplined creators of their own path. So from this moment forward, stop chasing, start creating. You don't need permission. You don't need hype. You need one thing: commitment. And once you lock in your commitment, success doesn't run away. It starts to follow you